All right, ladies, welcome to our first call tonight for Coach Basics that you're in. I just wanted to get us together before we started one of these groups officially and kind of just give like a rundown of what I'm like hoping it can be for you guys. We've done through the team a lot in the past where we based it kind of off of what is in the back office with corporate and things like that. And while that's very good information and very important, I think it can be very overwhelming in a short time. So I wanted to like pull different pieces as I've been like talking to some of the new coaches and getting feedback from other groups and just like pull the things that like, are current that what you need to know right now. Because I think, Kyla and myself can tell you guys that even where we are in our businesses right now, we don't know everything and you're not expected to. This is really like a business that you learn as you go. And when something comes up, that's when you kind of learn about it and figure it out. I don't ever want anybody to feel overwhelmed, but I feel like the way I've maybe done these groups in the past can overwhelm people, certain types of people. So we're going to give this one like a different kind of message. So what I'm going to do is this group, we're going to be together for a couple weeks. Instead of posting something every day that, there's a lesson and like an action that you need to do, we're going to kind of like take it week by week and like focus on smaller, simpler tasks of like just the basics that we do in this business. So like this week, I just kind of want to get you guys comfortable and like thinking about the business in a way where, you know how to reach out to people, what to be doing in the very beginning, aside from keeping yourself healthy and fit and, sharing that, because there are things that you have to do behind the scenes. You can't just do your workout, drink your shake, as you guys know, and throw it up on the news feed and hope that it sticks. Okay, so I also want this group to be something for you guys that, we ask if you want to be in it, you guys join it. It's not something we like force you into, but I also want you guys to make a decision for yourself that this is going to be like, you just need to decide drawing the line in the sand. You need to draw the line in the sand, whether you are, taking this forward or you're not. And I say that with I'm going to spill my coffee all over my computer. I say that with all of the utmost respect for everyone's lives and everyone's schedules. But I think when people hear like what they have to do and what we're like advising them to do and on a daily basis and consistently, I think they think that, that's what maybe like I do and Kyla does. So they can do like the same things, but like even less, when really the things that we like advise you guys to do from what we've learned and what we've learned from corporate and coaches that have succeeded in the past are literally just the basics to having your business be fruitful enough to help 3 to 5 new people a month. That's it. When you see Kyla's name up there with like 20 points or more or whatever, more than 10, it's because she's doing more than the basics. She's, inviting more, she's connecting more. It's not that she's doing anything differently, nor am I. We just are doing more of certain things because maybe our goals are different. So just understand that, like, when we're asking you guys to do these things and advising, what's in the business activity tracker and the checklist that I put in the file section of this group, those are like the bare minimum for even the basic, like, entry level coaches. So don't think we're like holding anything back from you guys. So you guys need to like draw the line in the sand and decide, are you going to go forward with those basic consistent actions, or are you just going to hold it there as a plan and not do anything with it. Because you can have all the plans in the world, but if you're not actually doing anything with them, it's just like your PD. You might be listening and you might be consuming all these books and all these thoughts and tips, but if you're not actually taking the time to implement what you're listening to, then all you did was fill this space in between here, and that's not getting you the success in your business. So I want you guys to print out the checklist that's in the files. We do them once a week. I try to have most of the team do them. I think they're very helpful. I think Kyla can attest to when she started doing them, they were helpful too. I want you guys to have a personal development book that is pretty much it's that your personal development is second nature. I hope that it's not something that you write down on your priority list or your to-do list for the week. I hope that it's just something that's a part of you. For me now, I don't have to write down that I'm going to work out this week 5 times a week. It's just a part of me. It's going to happen. It's not on my priority list because it's that much a part of me. So I want your personal development to become that much a part of you. I think it's so important in order for you to see this business go in the right direction. I thought it was very interesting the other day that the coach on the National Wake Up Call talked about how, you can see coaches who start out, hit Success Club their first month, they just keep going and it doesn't stop. And then maybe you're in a spot where you haven't hit Success Club your first month, your second month, your third month. That's okay, because there are coaches whose business just doesn't go like another coach's because it's yours. And that doesn't mean that your business still isn't going to grow. It just means that you need to give it more time and you need to give it more focused work. And we need to tweak what you're doing, or we need to just kind of talk about what you're doing. So the first task, other than printing out that checklist, the other thing that I wanted you guys to do tonight was write down on 2 separate sheets of paper in a notebook or whatever. At the top of one, dirt list, and at the top of the other one, chicken list. And you might already gather what I'm getting at here. But for these 2 things, I just want them to become a part of your binder or your notebook or whatever that you do all Beachbody in. But throughout the day, as you go on, throughout your day, you don't have to just sit here and just do this. But as you go on throughout the day and you think of different people, or you are actively trying to memory jog and think of certain people, I want you to base them on 2 lists, and I want you to write down their name. So on your dirt list is going to be anybody that would literally buy dirt from you. So I know my mom would buy dirt from me. She was my first challenge pack sale, and she's been my steadfast customer and coach. It was because she was on my dirt list and she would buy dirt from me, but since then it's changed and she's actually changed her life. So it's good. So the people that, have trust in you right now, belief in you, and not about Beachbody, they just value anything you have to say. Any advice, any tips, they would go to you. Those are the people that go on your dirt list. Your chicken list, obviously, are the people that you are deathly afraid to even tell them that you stepped into the Beachbody bubble. Because even those people are the people that ultimately you're probably going to help more at first. Ultimately that chicken list is going to be getting checked off way more than I feel my dirt list has ever. So, write people down based on a list and work off these lists of who you're connecting with, who you're reaching out to, who you're talking to. If you're not working from a list, it's going to be really hard. You're just going to be all over the place and scatterbrained. The other thing that I think many of you have already heard me say it, or maybe not, but if you could download your friends list off of Facebook, I can show you real quick where that's at. but I think it's a really good other list. You can even start using that list as your, okay. You guys see my Facebook? Yes, thumbs up. Good. Okay. So you just need to go to settings, and you have to do it from a computer, but it's settings, and then download a copy of your Facebook data. And so what it's going to do is it's going to download like your friends list. It's going to send it to you in an email. And it does take a little bit of time. Like mine took a few hours, but you'll get it. And then you'll literally just have like a list of all your friends on Facebook. And then because like if you were to just go on Facebook to your friends list every day, like they all like switch around and stuff like that. So it's never going to be, you're never going to be able to keep track really. But I can guarantee you that if you work off a list like that in your dirt and your chicken list and putting those people together, you're going to have plenty of people to connect with, to invite, and to follow up with. Okay, so let's see. Another thing that I wanted to just kind of like give you guys a little bit of a tip on, so I shared this with the girls last night, but oh, wait, you guys already saw it. I put it in the team page this morning. I think you already saw it, but to really, really, really try to avoid comparing yourself to others. It is so hurtful to yourself. Like you are wasting your time, and you're doing yourself and other people out there like a huge disservice by just comparing yourself to others. So what I mean by that is, don't, obviously you have to share your journey. That's what makes you unique, and that's what's going to make you stand out. But, coaches on our team, coaches on other teams that you just see on Facebook, things like that, just don't compare yourself, because everyone starts at a different point, just like in their fitness journey. And I can guarantee you, if you want to do this, we can do this, but you can take the next 6 months and just compare and copy and paste posts from other people and see how far it gets you. But in 6 months, you're going to be mad. So don't do that. So, and I'm not saying you're going to copy and paste posts, but just don't think that like what they're sharing or talking about, you have to morph that into you. Like, no, you take you, and talk about that. So you guys saw what I maybe posted this morning in the team page. Always look up for inspiration. So if you want to find a couple coaches that you relate to personally that are like you, then follow them. I try to follow a couple coaches that I feel like are just like me, like a mom of boys, used to have a big job, like whatever, whether she was corporate or like I was a nurse or whatever, and now is home or whatever. I try to follow like-minded people so I can get inspiration from their posts, but it's like, oh, what I really should probably start to focus on isn't just talking about Shakeology every day, talking about my workout every day, but I should probably talk about normal stuff like how I'm a boy mom of an almost 4-year-old, and like behavior and like potty training and things like that, stuff like that. So I would get inspiration, look down in desperation, but don't look side to side for information. So that's just something that's always stuck with me. And I even say it to myself in this business. Like, it's crazy how almost a couple times a week, I will like sit and I'll be like, this is so cheesy, but I say it. So just keep that in mind. The other thing to keep in mind is that, as you're growing, as you grow people on your team, think of how you are succeeding in your health and fitness journeys. You got hooked up with a program, you opened the book, you did what was listed, you did the workouts that were on the calendar, you followed what was in the program guide, and you got results. Same thing with coaching. In order to get results, you have to kind of follow the same pace. So don't think that you need to like rewrite anything. Don't think that you need to go out and create like all this like fancy like blogs and like stuff like that. Just simple basics, which is what we really hope and strive to provide like in groups like these. So yeah, just basics, like just in your fitness journey. Okay, so other than your 2 lists that I want you to start working on for this week, the other task that I gave the girls last night was, I think this is very important too. I want you individually, and then later on this week in our group, we're going to post them, but I want you individually to come up with what you want to be your first big win in this business. Because I think it's really important that, it's not me saying, Success Club 6 is like your ultimate win this month, or going Emerald, or, getting that book bag, like whatever. Like you need to have like what is it to you that if at the end of the month you won that, whatever the win was, that you would actually be like, oh, every day that I plugged away at that business activity tracker like they told me to, even when I didn't want to, it was totally worth it. Like for whatever win you want. So for an example, I think my example was my first, actual month that I was like, I came up with my win. I wanted to cover my Shakeology and earn $50 extra. So I wanted to make like $200 that month. Can be anyone. It doesn't have to be monetary, but that does help if you put a financial goal on it, because this is business. So, I wanted to make $200 that month, and I just sat down. I said, my first big win is I want to make $200 this month. And if I don't win at that, like it's because I didn't try. I didn't do what I needed to do. But if I do win at that, it's because I did those things that I needed to do. So whatever your first win for yourself is, maybe your first win for yourself is you want to make enough money to just go buy new trainers, like shoes, whatever it is. But your first win, we're going to share it in the groups this week. And then, you deserve to celebrate that first win. So how would you celebrate that also? And then, yes, I wanted to show one more thing. So, I'm like sweating. I don't know if it's coffee, maybe my sun today, fired up and sweating. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. And so with all that being said about I want this to be relevant and mostly about you guys doing the little things each day that are going to add up to the wins. I hope this works. I also don't want anybody to feel like why isn't this working? I also don't want anyone to feel like, I'm withholding anything, or I don't think that the corporate, training is good enough. It's very good. It's just made for a different type of person. And I don't know that there are many people who are like that. But I don't know what. I have been having trouble with the Beachbody site all day. Well, not all day, but when I tried this morning too. All right. Well, it's not working to share. It won't even load for me. But what I wanted to do is I just wanted to go in the back office and show you guys where I would say, other than what we're doing in this group, if you find that you want to do more, where you can go and find the right things to do, rather than getting lost down rabbit holes and things like that. So in your back office, you'll sign in, you'll go to Coach Online Office, and then there's going to be a tab that says News and Training. Under that tab, there's a training, click training, and then there's going to be a list on the left, and it's going to be listed as getting started, Coach, Emerald, Ruby, Diamond. And where you're going to start is getting started. It's a very easy, one-page thing, but it shows you, I think it has on there the corporate email, like the 5 or 6 minute video that they sent you when you signed up as a coach. For some people, that was a while ago, so it might just be a good, like, refresher. But then it also shows you the business quick start guide, which is very important. Like, you need to know your coach ID, who to reach out to. And then it takes you into the coach, where it gives you the different tasks of what coaches do at coach level. And you're going to see that those things are pretty much on point with what we also have in our checklist for you guys. So they're very much the same thing. Some things are just worded differently. Some numbers are just changed, like frequency and things like that. But you can take that and decide, like, what your next level is going to be, when you want to reach it, how you want to get there, and what tasks you're going to do. It's very good information. So if you follow that too, when you have other time or you want to dive into that, I think that's a perfect place to go rather than Googling or YouTubing and things like that. But that's all I have for tonight. It was nothing huge. It was just some quick little things to get us started. But what we're going to do the rest of the week in this group is, like I said, you're going to come up with your big wins. You don't need to post that tomorrow, but post them by the end of the week, because I want it out there. I want it to be like you being accountable. And then this week I'm going to, probably tomorrow, I'm going to pop in live to the group and I'm going to go over that checklist. So, because I know some of the wording on there might be a little hard to understand. I had to read it a few times, reread it and type it out a few times. But I'll go over that and you guys can just watch that like whenever. I'm just going to go live because it's just easier for me, because Bryce will be at school. But catch it whenever it's easiest for you. That way you can start doing that. But really, that's it, guys. This checklist, and you'll see it has you coming first, your workout, your Shakeology, your personal development, like I talked about. Those are the things that I want you to concentrate on. And then it moves into the growing the business part. So if you're not doing your workout that day, or you didn't drink your shake, then, you probably shouldn't post. That's also from another coach who you guys probably know of her, Fit and Funky, Danielle Natoni. But she is like straight up on point, and she says in like her, I think it was at Summit last year or something, I don't know, but she was like, if I don't wake up and do my workout, drink my shake, and listen to my personal development, you won't see a post from me. And she does it with her, like, all her flair. But it's true. So I go by that because it made a lot of sense to me. Like, the days where I don't do those 3 things first, I just don't have the same kind of like, I just don't have that, like, that good stuff, that value to give people. I'm just putting stuff out there that they're just going to scroll past, and I'm going to be noise. Am I saying that everybody needs to get up at 5 and do those 3 things? No, because that's very hard for some people. But, just, when things are going to happen for you during the day. And I think the people on here, these 3 girls, well, all of us, all 5 of us, but I think we know that our shakes and our workouts are non-negotiables. For me, like, I had to do the PD first thing in the day because it was easy to like leave out. So I get up and that's like the first thing I do, because that and inviting is like my frog. So I have to do those first thing. So whatever is hardest for you to do, maybe you're working out in the morning, but that you could come home and work out, but that you have been coming home and you have not been doing your business basics. Maybe you need to swap things. Maybe you need to flip it around. Maybe, you got to kind of figure out how things work for you personally. But I think it's very important to like keep in mind that you got to do those 3 things before you can go out and be of value to other people. So that's it. So any questions? Kyla, did you want to add anything like this?
No, I don't think I have anything that I need to add, unless my people have any questions.
Okay.
That I can specifically answer.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just know that I just
fine.
wanted it to be equally.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. So I'll be in touch. Come, get your list going, do your basics on those checklists, and find your big win for your first month. All right. All right. Good night, ladies.